What's up, people? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? It's Friday, man. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Show. And super pumped, man. It's Friday. People get excited. It's Friday. Today was the start of Body Power Expo in the UK. A lot of fit people around my town, Birmingham. It's literally like 10 minutes away from where I am. And I'm going to go there tomorrow and interact with like-minded people, people who are on the same wavelength as myself. And I hope I will see some people I know there. I'm sure I will. So if you listen to the podcast by any chance and you're at the expo, hit me up. If you're new here, if it's the first time you stumble across my daily streams, my daily live, my daily podcast, my daily, Facebook posts, my daily Instagram, welcome. Really happy to have you here. And I hope that I will make a good enough impression towards you so that you return to get more value from this daily show. Now today, as usual, I wrote an article. I write an article every day. I go live every day. And it's about something which is very interesting to me. It got me thinking. It's a bit like of a mindset episode today. So bear with me. And back in the days when I started training, I used to look up to a lot of people. I used to be like, I want to be like that guy. Even in the business world, when I started the whole entrepreneurial journey, there are many people, like many gurus, many guys online. I was like, you know what? I want to be as successful as this guy. I want to look like this guy. I want to have a hot chick like this guy. And as time evolved, as I learned from many mistakes, as I learned from taking advice given by those people, I realized that you need to actually, how to say that, scrutinize. Whoa, that's a big word. You need to scrutinize where you get your advice from. So this is going to be the topic for today's show. The three people you shouldn't get advice from. And as I was saying earlier, if you're new here, welcome. And as a token of appreciation, I want you to stay until the end of this episode, and I'm going to give you some free stuff, some good free shit, which you can use, implement as soon as you get to the end of this episode. And just a little bit about the podcast, about the show, before we get into the nitty gritty. This is a fitness / self-development show, okay? I come here every day to try to give you as much advice as possible on your fitness journey, on your mindset, on your transformation. And the goal of this show is to help you transform your body through your minds. Because I genuinely believe any transformation should start from the head and obviously transcend into your body. So today's topic, I'm going to talk about the three guys or girls you shouldn't take advice from. And that's because when I started my journey, I was looking for information. I was looking for somebody to look up to. And when I'm talking about journey, I'm talking about fitness journey, I'm talking about business journey, I'm talking about literally everything. I was looking for somebody to look up to, somebody to give me direction, somebody who's already done it. And I was so hungry for information that I was literally taking advice from everybody. So the first category of people you shouldn't take advice from, the first group of people, which I believe is the most obvious one, but I'm going to cover it here because there's an interesting backstory to it, especially for myself. The first group of people is the people who love you, man. mom, dad, uncle, wife, cousin, brothers, sisters. And when I'm saying that you shouldn't take advice from them, what I really mean is you should really, really scrutinize the advice they're giving you. Take this for example, um, 11 years ago, when I was a skinny kid and I decided to start training, my mom was against it. She was like, "You're gonna get hurt." And in fact, I was getting hurt because I had no clue what I was doing. Okay, so I was getting hurt, I was getting sore, and I started eating a lot because I wanted to put some size on. And then she was like, "You're eating too much." She's a doctor, by the way. "You're eating too much." And then I started taking supplements, and she was like, "Oh shit, you're doing drugs, you're doing steroids, you need to stop this shit. Like, it doesn't make sense." So from day one, and by the way, I wasn't actually seeking advice from her. As a matter of fact, I think I got her to write me a prescription for some supplement to get from the pharmacy or some shit like that. And she refused, by the way. And from that moment, like me and my mom, when it came down to fitness, like we were like, okay, we're not going to get along on this particular journey. But eventually, like the training evolved, I started getting better, I started knowing what I was doing, and rather than listening to my mom, I turned online. I started looking at the online gurus, like do this exercise this way, eat that way, take this supplement, wasted some money here, wasted some time here, learn some stuff, and eventually, obviously, I graduated and I started competing. You know, and when I started competing, my mom was like, "Oh man, come on, what the fuck is that? Like, why are you actually oiling yourself up and then going and standing naked in front of strangers?" And she was really strongly against it. And I guess she still is anyway. And eventually, from the competing world, I qualified as a coach, and I was like, "Mom, I'm going to start a fitness business." And that was the first time when my mom gave me a piece of advice. Because I was saying, like, okay, I started coaching people as a side gig, and my bigger goal was to open my gym. And I told mom, like, "Yo, I want to open a gym." And my mom, who, by the way, has been working her whole life in the public health sector, has no experience, no clue about entrepreneurship or business, was giving me advice on my business. And I was like, whoa, for the first time, obviously, we were on the same line when it came to a topic. So I was really excited, and I really took a lot of the advice on board, which again, in hindsight, turned out not to be the best thing. But again, my point here is people around you, people will love you, people who care about you, will not necessarily give you the best advice. The first thing which matters to them, and that applies to me as well since I became a father, the first thing which matters to them and which kind of like make them bias in that direction is the love and care they have for you. The first thing I believe my mom was thinking, because I can say that now because since I became a father, I'm that caring toward my son. The first thing my mom was caring about was my health. She didn't want me to get injured. She didn't want me to get messed up with all the crappy supplements. And then when it came to business again, like, she was really conservative because she didn't want me to be disappointed. So she really cared about me, which is very good. But again, when it comes to like practical advice to get shit done, the people you love and the people you care about and the people who care about you are probably the least people to actually seek advice from. Take this for example. Suppose you want to lose some weight, okay? And in your family, let's say that everybody is overweight. And you start a weight loss journey, and every time when you fall off, the people around you are going to be like, "Yeah, it's okay, you just put 2 pounds on or 5 pounds on, or like things happen, and they're just going to give you a tap in the back." And they're probably going to actually jump in and then give you some advice on what you should do to lose weight when they're actually there they kind of overweight themselves. And this is the kind of thing, like, I want to bring this point home. Like, you really want to be very, very careful with the advice you get from your family, your friend, people who love you, people who care about you. And what you should be doing instead is seek their support. You know, those people should be supporting you in those decisions. They should be like, yes, go for it. I'm 100% behind you. I've got no clue how to do it, but I'm supporting you. And that's what I would have loved to hear from, like, people around me, for example. And that's what I hope you'll be able to hear from people around you. And if you don't, then it's time to have like a serious conversation and then be like, yo, I need you to knock out all the useless advice. I don't need that. The only thing I need from you is your support. The only thing I need from you is knowing that, you know what, I'm going through this journey now, and I know that it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be complicated. There's going to be bumps on the road, and I know that, you know what, I've got the support of mom, dad, the wife, the cousin, the best friend, whatever it is. All right. So number 2, very interesting category as well. People you shouldn't get advice from. The people who haven't got exactly what you want. What I mean by that is, let's say that I want to be a billionaire, man. I want to make billions from real estate. So in order to do that, if I decide to learn from a tech billionaire, this is not going to help much. Like, you might get the connections, you might get some basic understanding of business, you might get some basic understanding of scalability, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it comes down to like the actual shit you need to do, you can't apply it. You know? And the same thing will apply to fitness. If you want to become the best CrossFitter, well, you can't learn from a fucking bodybuilder as a coach. So before you start seeking advice, before you start seeking advice from like a guru or from somebody you look up to, like, look, does this person have exactly what I want? If they do, good. I can be like, yo, how do you do it? If they don't, you're gonna get confused, you know, and eventually you're going to actually get hurt. I did that as well, you know. And when I started my business, like, I started getting advice from people like doing e-commerce stuff, which is kind of like a part of what we're doing in fitness anyway, because we're selling t-shirts, we're selling apparel and stuff like that. But the whole e-commerce sphere, whatever it is, it's a huge space, man. And the dynamics are totally different. Like in a fitness contest, somebody who goes to an e-commerce website wants just some fitness clothes, you know. So for me, getting advice from that guy specialized in e-commerce and then taking his business advice and try to apply it to my fitness business, there was kind of like a big mismatch here. So one of the things I also do is really to look out for like the people who share the same struggle as me. So like, for example, when I started my fitness journey, I was a skinny guy with no confidence, and I went online and I started looking at guys who used to be skinny. Obviously by now they were pretty big, they were pretty buff, who shared their stories of having issues with self-confidence. And because I could relate to them and I could actually reach out to those guys and be like, yo, I'm kind of like where you used to be 3-4 years ago, and I really want to get to where you are, I could get like real practical advice. I don't know if you get it. Yeah, so really look for the people who have exactly what you want, and then connect with them. And those guys, because they actually have exactly what you want, it's gonna be really hard to reach out to them. Okay, now basically you can get a coach, which brings me to point number 3, the online charlatan, which is a French word. I believe it's a French word. Charlatan is a French word. I know this word from French, but I'm sure it's English as well, because I've written that here and it's not underlined. So I believe it's it's English as well. So the online charlatan is, I think it's by far the largest group, especially in the internet era. You know, we're in a space, we're in a time where, you know, everybody can just get up, just like what I'm doing now. You know, put a camera on, speak, share a message. You know, and there are many people actually starting to ride the waves. You know, I'm going to talk in the context of fitness, for example. You know, there's a guru, and I know many actually. Like 2, 3, 4 years ago, they were swearing by flexible dieting, which is obviously count your macros, weight your food, eat whatever you want, all this kind of good stuff. And then now, since last year, they switched totally, and they come out with stories of like, you know what, for the past 10 years I've been doing the ketogenic diet. Motherfucker, what happened to the flexible diet shit you were promoting 2, 3 years ago? You know, and this group of people, the online charlatan, they do make a lot of noise because of the online space. You know, it's a matter of like effort, time, frequency, and money. So they make a lot of noise in the marketplace. You will see them all the time. They will just be like pounding their message over and over and over, because at the end of the day, they're selling shit from it. You know, it's an economic world, it's an economic planet. Everybody obviously is trying to sell their shit. And why I'm saying that you shouldn't be getting advice from them, again, the point here is you should be very mindful. You should be really careful. You should really scrutinize them to make sure that you're not falling into a wave they're currently riding. So the guy who is selling like ketogenic diets right now, maybe 2, 3 years from now, when there will be a new trend, well, he's going to start riding it as well. You know, so you really want to do your homework here. You want to start obviously like looking out for testimonials. You want to start looking out for like, okay, how long this guru has been doing it? How long has he been consistently sharing the same message? And then how many people has he impacted by doing so? Then you can obviously start following the guy and be like, you know what, this guy is probably legit. You know, he's probably giving you some real advice which can actually put in context and which can help me in my journey. So guys, these are the 3 people you shouldn't get advice from. As a matter of fact, you should be very careful. And the first category is the people who love you, people who care about you, because they're soft and because they love you. Dude, just look for the support. You want them to be like, you know what, I love you, I support you, I'm 100% behind you in this journey. The second group of people is the people who haven't got exactly what you want. And I mean, if you want to do bodybuilding and then your coach is a power lifter, if you want to be a billionaire in real estate and your mentor is a tech billionaire, it's not going to work, man. There's a big mismatch here. The third group of people is the online charlatan, the biggest group by far. The guys who are riding the waves. You want to be really mindful of them. You really want to scrutinize them. And I may be falling into one of those categories, you know. And also, honestly, I do hope that for you listening to this, watching this, I am into one of those categories. And my ultimate goal here is really to make you aware of where you're getting your advice from and how the source of this advice can rather set you back or make you move forward. So it's something to figure about it. It's food for the thought as usual. If you listen to this point, I've got a free gift for you. Head over to the description of the video. If you're listening, the description of the podcast, there's a link there. Click on it and I'm giving you free 7 days of trial. Rise Coaching. This is my online coaching platform, and this is where I help guys transform their body through their mind. So check this out. This is absolutely free. You get access to me for 24 hours, 7 days in a week. You can literally call me at 2 a.m. and I'll be like, yeah, what's up? You know, and I really want to share with you like what I do in terms of fitness, in terms of mindset, and really how I help my clients get their shit to the next level. Thank you again. Be sure to subscribe, like,